Good morning. Happy Monday. You can't even say happy Monday. It's Monday. I know Monday's always the worst day of the week, but I hope you all had a very, very wonderful weekend. I know Wendy and I had Eric's youngest daughter, Leanne, little old Scooter.
Scooter. She's called Scooter because she used to scoot on her
And said, yeah, she didn't like walking around, so she just scooted on her backside. But she got married Saturday.
Yeah. Nice wedding, beautiful backyard, Eric's backyard.
So Eric's backyard, I'll just say this, it totally has nothing to do with gold or silver, but Eric's backyard is very lucky. It's a lucky backyard. You want to get married in his backyard, those people tend to stay together.
Yes.
Matter of fact, Sarah and I, 18 years.
That's
we were married in Eric's backyard. Then Erica, his oldest daughter, she got married in the backyard, and this time it was Leanne's turn. I will say this. It was the first time, and this is kind of how things are changing. The food was a, what do you call it? The food truck.
It was a food truck. We had to place your order online, but it was basically, It
was very millennial.
Yes.
Very millennial.
Sliders and shrimp sliders and some kind of
buffalo chicken and hamburger
and French fries and
simple
salad. Yeah.
But nice. It was so fun to. Nice. And you always like getting together for the good ones, right? Instead of it being a funeral,
right.
To have it be a wedding. And of course, those two, they did it right. So he's an engineer, and I think he's a space engineer. I know that's not the technical term.
Yeah.
Aerospace engineer. And Leanne's like a neuro nurse.
Yes.
And if you're going to pick two professions,
those
are two good ones.
Those are two good ones. Yeah.
Those are two. You may be able to make it work if one of you, you need both, right? Because you can't do it just one of you working. That's not going to be enough money.
And they don't live here.
No, they work in Portland but live in Washington because of for tax purposes. Yeah. So already these two are way smarter than most people.
Right. But it was a great wedding. We had a great weekend. It was very nice. And now it's Monday and we're back to work.
And
we have nice specials and
okay. So let's just get right to it. When we got a lot of ground to cover, but Friday we ran rolls of peace dollars.
Yes.
At $335, which we had ran. Just so happened that we had ran peace dollars about 5 weeks ago. Spot silver was essentially right. It was 3 cents, I think, difference in the spot price to Friday and 5 weeks ago. 5 weeks ago, we were running them at the time, which was a great price of, I want to say, $3.90. And the pitch was, hey, cheaper than Silver Eagles, because at the time Silver Eagles were like $4.05.
Yes.
So they were $3.35, and we've been in and we had people left messages on the answering machine, sent us emails because I didn't have it online. We do have more rolls.
Yes, we do.
Now I'm going to tell you this.
Yes.
It actually is even better today because silver's up 16 cents. Oh. So silver's now $17. Rolls of Silver Eagles are $410. So these are down. These peace dollars at $3.35 a roll.
It's a steal.
You're talking about $16.75. So it's to buy peace dollars under spot is hard to do.
Very hard.
It doesn't happen very often. And I will say this: the fact that they're this far below. There you go. This far below. What a roll of Silver Eagles is, just a great opportunity. And I said this Friday, listen, take advantage. This is one of those deals you just want to buy it. And whether you buy one roll, if you buy 25 rolls or more, we're going to throw in the shipping. Okay, so they're $335 a roll. And if you buy 25 rolls, it's $8,375, and shipping will be included at 800-951-0592. Also, something that we very rarely run, but I just have them, and I want to get rid of them. I don't want to send them to the wholesaler. I'd rather pass the savings on to you. I have 16 American Gold Eagles, 1 ounce American Gold Eagles. Gold's up almost $6 right now, $1,275. I'm going to put these Gold Eagles on where they're going to be on super sale, $1,320. So that's $45 above spot, which makes that below cost. So $1,320 on an American Gold Eagle. I only have 16 of those. $335 on the peace dollar rolls. And it's just one of those things. Listen, now you got 2 great things to buy instead of just one. At 800-951-0592. Of course, the website at allamericangold.com, allamericangold.com, where it's got to be part of your favorites, keep you up to date on what's going on. We had a big news out of Saudi Arabia over the weekend. They have Prince Alawid. He is like the Donald Trump of the Middle East. The Saudis have arrested him and a bunch of members of the royal family on corruption charges. We'll have to wait and see. They're very prevalent in the stock market. I don't know what it involves, if they're just ripping off the royal family or whatnot. I don't have details, but that was kind of driving the market. The president is in Japan today and making that tour around Asia, and we're kind of waiting to see what North Korea is going to do about it. Patriot Radio News Hour. We're going to make this Monday a great day by offering you the best deals in town. $800-951-0592. Gold up almost 6 now at $12.75. Silver now up 20 cents at $17.03. Just an all-out buy. You know what? It's one thing to have the best price in the country on one item, but we've got it on 2. Rolls of peace dollars, $335. 28 cents below spot on peace dollars. And like I said, the only time I ever remember that peace dollars being below spot was when silver was spiking to 50. And I think at that point you could buy peace dollars at like $37 or $38, 39, maybe 39, if my memory serves me right. I don't even know if you could get them, because I remember you really couldn't get any silver at all. But that was the only time I actually ever remember that happening. So take the time today. Rolls of peace dollars, $335 a roll. You get 20 in a roll. These are not the super duper ugly ones, but then again, these aren't an AU peace dollar, an AU or a BU peace dollar. Well, a BU peace dollar probably costs about $30. An AU peace dollar, $26, $27. Those aren't those, but these are. They don't have holes. They're not bent. You're going to be able to read the dates and all of those things that you're going to like to do. But yeah, people. This was the stuff that was being used as money. U.S. peace dollars. They were from 1922 to 1935. Of course, this was right after World War I. Very practical coin, too. The Morgan dollar had a little more flair design. If I was going to say, hey, of the 3 coins, you got the modern silver eagle, the older Morgan dollar, then the peace dollar. The peace dollar is it's just a very simple design. Got Lady Liberty, doesn't have a lot of fluff to it all, and very practical. Going back then, I can imagine we probably were much more practical as a country. Hey, we didn't need to have anything super extravagant and have it cost a lot of money, and mint them as economically as possible. So the rolls of peace dollars at $335, and then on the gold side, almost never. I don't remember really. Maybe once in a while. Once every 10 years or so, I'll run some gold eagles. I have 16 of them. almost. And I think I don't know. They're all here, or 10. I know at least 10 of them are here, but they're all going to be here by today or tomorrow. In stock, these Gold Eagles at $1,320, which is, like I said, $45 over spot, which is below cost, and really probably right at cost or just a little below cost. I got 16 of them. Like I said, I'd rather sell them to you than sell them back to the wholesaler at 800-951-0592. That is our toll-free number. A lot of things going on. You know, Friday we broke down the jobs data, right? And we've had another almost 1 million people leave the workforce. We talked about the last time we did the let the money come back from overseas, and how it was part of the last job. Well, not the last job. So one of the jobs, I think it was the 2004 Jobs Act, as a reason why this was going to create jobs. And then, of course, we found out not only did it not create jobs, the White House actually did research on it because they wanted this. Which I actually thought, hey, that's actually a great idea. Hey, you know what? We implemented this policy, and we said it was going to create jobs and do all this stuff. Did it really work? And the answer was it didn't. Right? Because remember, I forget, I think it was like 9,700 companies were eligible to bring money back, and it was only going to be at 5%. Now it's at 12 in this late, at least in the Trump proposal part. And this is just bringing money back home. And, of course, I've been saying how it was only used to buy back stock. And, of course, this report in 2011 essentially said it. Hey, by the way, they only brought back $800 billion, and everyone bought their own stock back. And it wasn't even 800. That's the wrong number. $270 billion or something like that. Half of it was just a handful of companies, and it didn't work the way they thought. And I guess my question would be, if we know this, right, why do they lie to us anyway? And maybe cutting the tax rate, that may create jobs. I don't know. I haven't seen a study on that one. But allowing them to bring the money back home really only allows them to do one thing: buy back their own stock and not hire anybody in the United States. But it's just one of those things, because I saw the headline, 8 weeks now. Are we officially 8 weeks in? Well, it's been 8 weeks since they raised the debt ceiling. By the way, we're coming up on another debt ceiling in another month and a week. So we're 5 weeks away from another debt ceiling. We've added $680 billion to the national debt just in the last 8 weeks. Some of that was catch up, right, from the last debt ceiling. And I forgot, they only raised it by instead of a number, they picked a date. So the date is December 13th or December 15th. I'll get the actual date for you. But I just saw that, and I was just like, just all the things that they tell us that never end up to be true. And then you find out they actually knew it. Right? At least like with Obamacare, they didn't. I think they did know. They knew that what they were doing, but we couldn't prove it. Right? Because we hadn't done it yet. So it's not like we could prove it. We had to, just use common sense. But here was something, listen, we already know. And like I said, we've done this a bunch of times. All it is giving more money to their buddies. I mean, that's just all it is. I wish they would take it out because it proves it doesn't work. Wilbur Ross was on television this morning. Of course, he's in the on that Asia trip as well. And for those of you that don't know Wilbur Ross, or maybe you know him as the investor, he is in charge of all of our trade now. So he's the guy, the Secretary of Commerce is his official title now. And he had some interesting things to say. And he started with, we don't think it's inherent in a global trading system that one country, namely the United States, absorbs in its deficit the cumulative trade surplus of the entire rest of the world. Right? And I'm thinking to myself, now he was out on TV making this statement. And I'm thinking, what took so long for us to realize we're just now realizing, you know what, we're the only nation running the huge, and we're not the only one, but no one runs the debt like we do, right? Let's face it, just like a lot of things, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it really well. And Wilbur Ross came out and said, you know, this global trading system, yeah, it's not very good for the United States. And, of course, one of the things that I think a lot of us were hoping to see was the tariffs and all of those things that were supposed to be part of the tax plan didn't get there. He blamed trade partners. Now, really, if you're going to blame somebody, let's blame the people that signed this into law. Let's blame all the congressmen, all the people, all the House of Representatives, the presidents that all went in. And remember, the NAFTAs and the GATTs. And listen, this thing started way before NAFTA and GATT. How can it be the alleged lone superpower of the world, and, of course, maybe we're no longer alone in that. I'm sure the Chinese would like to say otherwise. We have not run a noteworthy trade surplus since we went fiat money in 1971. We ran, I think there was two of them, but the last trade surplus we ran was 1975. And that was, you know, maybe $1 billion. Today, our trade deficits equal $600+ billion a year. Right? That's money that leaves the United States year in and year out and doesn't come back. Ross went on to say that the EU, China, and Japan all talk about free trade, and they all practice protectionism. Well, why wouldn't they? Because we're the only ones in the whole world that really don't. And the reason is really simple, because that's what big business wants. Right? The thing that they were really hoping for was they wanted to build things less expensively, and they didn't want to have to treat people well. They want, you know, just like it's always been. Even when you look out through history, first, right, it was slave labor, and then they had you working, right? They built the I don't even know what they call it, the tenements at the company's headquarters, right, where you were working, and you'd be in debt to the company while you worked there, and you could never leave, right? All that stuff. This is always how big business has always wanted to be, and the answer really was simple. They told us this was going to be the great economic catalyst that was going to propel us to the future. And you think about, if for those of you that were fortunate enough, for those of you that were lucky enough to have been listening to my uncle when he started Patriot, and he was warning about what NAFTA and GATT and free trade was really about. And you know what's so funny? Why does it today, Wilbur Ross makes these comments on TV talking about how the United States essentially is being taken advantage of by everybody else? And, of course, he's blaming countries which, it's not China's fault. Right? It's not their fault. It's not the Japanese fault. Hey, they're trying to get the best deal possible. And what it really has done, I really want you to think about it. Think about what's happened. Think about how it could be possible that 45 million Americans need to work more than one job. 45 million. That wages have not risen since this millennial started, going back to the late 1990s. The only thing that has risen is the amount of debt this country's in. We have more people. You know what? I remember what they kept telling. Oh, we got to be more educated. Remember that crap? You got to be more educated. We got more people with college degrees asking you if you want paper or plastic, or what type of soft drink you would like, or would you like that martini dirty or dry, right? And now Wilbur Ross is coming out and saying, well, maybe we got a little problem. That every month we seem to run $40 and $50 billion in debt a month to all of these other nations. And remember, are they bringing in stuff that wasn't already here? Right? You could understand, like, hey, I'm bringing in the Italian shoes, right? Or the silk that was the silk, 90s and whatever from Asia. Well, what they're bringing in. They're bringing in watches, TVs, cars, you name it, right? All the stuff, air conditioners that used to be built right here. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back after the break.
This is the Phyllis Schlafly Report, a daily broadcast from Phyllis Schlafly Eagles. And we're upholding the legacy of Phyllis Schlafly, a constitutional attorney and articulate voice for traditional values for more than 70 years. Now, from the Phyllis Schlafly Center Studios, here's Ryan Haidt.
Steve Bannon may be gone from the White House, but the agenda he championed is moving forward on many fronts. If there's any confusion out there, Bannon told Bloomberg News, let me clear it up. I'm leaving the White House and going to war for Trump against his opponents, on Capitol Hill, in the media, and in corporate America. In a series of recent interviews, the strategist who spent 12 months at Donald Trump's right hand laid out the case for putting America first. Bannon said the Republican establishment, including House Speaker Paul Ryan and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, simply do not want Donald Trump's populist, economic, nationalist agenda to be implemented. It's very obvious. Bannon took a victory lap following former Justice Roy Moore's 10-point victory in the Alabama Senate runoff, despite being outspent 15-1 by the establishment candidate. The populist nationalist movement proved that a candidate with the right ideas and a grassroots organization can win, Bannon crowed. Bannon's success in helping Roy Moore to this stunning triumph sent shockwaves through the swamp, which wants to pretend Trump is a one-time phenomenon that will blow over without catching on. On 60 Minutes, Bannon gave Charlie Rose a history lesson that children rarely learn. Economic nationalism is what this country was built on, he said. What built America is called the American system, a system of protection of our manufacturing, a financial system that lends to manufacturers, and the control of our borders. Well, the idea of controlling our borders seemed to offend Charlie Rose, who complained, we're all immigrants except the Native Americans. It's what people respect America for. Bannon replied, you couldn't be more dead wrong. America was built on her citizens. After Bannon's departure from the White House, the aides whom Bannon had previously derided as the New Yorkers rolled out a package of tax reforms that will require the cooperation of Congress to enact. But protection of our innovation, the wellspring of American jobs, can be achieved despite congressional inaction, and Bannon is paving the road to that success.
This has been the Phyllis Schlafly Report from Phyllis Schlafly Eagles. For the U.S. economy to flourish, free enterprise needs to be rewarded. Competition and capitalism need to be encouraged. At phyllisschlafly.com, you'll find alerts and strategies for strengthening our economy and standing against socialism. That's phyllisschlafly.com. Thanks for listening, and join us again next time for the Phyllis Schlafly Report.
Welcome back, Patriot Radio News Hour. Gold's up almost $9 now, $1,278. Silver up 35 cents. Wow, $17.18. If you're just joining us, we've got 16. We still got 16. I can't believe that we still have them. 1 ounce American Gold Eagles. I have 16 of them here. If they're here at the end of the day, I'm just going to sell them back to the bullion bank. But, you think about saving some serious coin here. $1,320 for a 1 ounce American Gold Eagle, which is $42 over spot, which probably makes us the cheapest in the country at $13.20. And then, of course, on the silver side, the U.S. peace dollar. These were 1922 to 1935, $335. So you're thinking about that's $16.75 a peace dollar. Silver now almost at 17 and a quarter. So it puts it almost 50 cents below the spot price of silver. Just a fluke thing. This is one of those things where the bullion bank called Wendy on Thursday. Wendy started working this on Thursday. We ran them Friday. They had 5,000 of them, and it was a mass seller. They think it came out of the old Binion's vault, but those things are hard to prove. Right now, I know going into today there was less than 2,000 of them left because I wasn't the only one they told this to. So make sure you take the time and put them away because it's just not us. It's any dealer that deals with the bullion bank in San Diego has the same opportunity, and what an opportunity it is. At $335 a roll on peace dollars. You just can't go wrong. 800-951-0592. Something's going on. Another Federal Reserve member has resigned. This one now is the New York Federal Reserve president himself, Bill Dudley. So think about it. Janet Yellen's term is over in February. Donald Trump last week said, hey, Jerome Powell's getting the job. We already had Stanley Fischer, who was the vice chair. Okay, so the number one, Janet Yellen, she's out. The number two, Stanley Fischer, he said a couple of months ago he was resigning. Now, if you would say if there's a third, it'd be whoever runs the New York Fed. Right, because that's where Wall Street is. That's of all the Fed governors, by far the most powerful would be the New York Federal Reserve. And today, William Dudley announced his retirement as soon as next week. I believe what ended up happening, because the article may have gotten a little, is he is going to step down in the summer. So he's like, hey, I'll stay on for a little while. He was on a 10-year term that wasn't supposed to expire until 2019. And he said that he'll try to stay on till his replacement has been approved, likely to happen this spring or summer. It says that the resignation was unexpected, and I think this is really kind of what we have a big issue here. And of course, Fisher or Dudley would be one of those that was a more hawkish member. He continues to believe that the wage inflation thing, you're going to get more money sooner or later, and not working. In stepping down, I think this could make a dramatic shift. Donald Trump, there's 5 open spots. There's 2 governors spots open, plus the vice chair, now the New York Fed. I mean, there's 5 spots. And, of course, if Donald Trump continues with his mantra of, hey, I want easy policy, I think this is one of those opportunities where you could have a very, very dovish Federal Reserve. His term was set to expire in 2009. And he says that the president of the New York Fed is special among the heads of regional Fed banks. That person always serves as vice chair of the FOMC, and unlike the rest of them, the New York Fed gets a vote every time. The rest of them rotate, right? Because they only have 9 people cast a vote when they decide whether or not they will or will not raise rates. No clue as to who is going to be the nominee, but I'm sure we'll see all of these play out. I will tell you, I believe the nominee is going to be somebody who isn't real big on raising rates. That's just my guess. Why do I say that? Because Donald Trump has said that's what he wants. So today, the resignation of the New York Federal Reserve means the 3 most popular or powerful people on the Federal Reserve Board as we know it today are all out. Janet Yellen is out, Stanley Fischer is out, and now William Dudley says, hey, I'm going out with them. And you know what, I'm just speculating. If things are so great, because these people, it's like everybody else. Everyone's got an ego. If things were really doing better, these guys would want to stay, right? They all want to take credit, right? They all want to be the one that get the attaboys and all of that. I mean, now they're all leaving, and I'm just saying, you know what? They probably want to leave and claim victory because they know what's coming. Right there, if I got to stay to 2019, hey, things might not look so good. I want to get out of here so I can write a book like Ben Bernanke, right? I'm sure we'll get them all. You know what? I'll get all of them. I'm sure Janet Yellen will write a book, and Fisher will write a book, and Dudley will write a book, and then we'll see how much they rewrote history. You know, and of course, talking about Ben Bernanke and his Courage to Act book, but it really is something. You know, you start thinking about all of the things that are happening. Right? We've got deficits blowing up. We've got troubles with the pension systems. Now Wilbur Ross came out, and it's about time, and said, hey, wait a minute. Why is it the United States seemingly is the only one taking it in the shorts when it comes to trade? And then, of course, you have them blaming these countries for protectionism, and I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe we need to protect ourselves first. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back on a Monday. Get those peace dollars. Take those gold eagles as well. You're going to be glad you did. We'll be back right after the break. The deal, every commercial, the deal gets better. Gold's up $1,280. We're down to 8 1-ounce gold eagles remaining at $13.20. I can tell you, and I do know this for a fact, going back to 2003, never sold a gold eagle this close to spot. You know, when I first started working at Patriot, gold was in the 300s. And even then, you had to pay like $50, $49 over spot. Now gold's almost $1,300, and you're able to buy it for $40 over the spot price. Now only got 8. The 8 that are left, 8 1-ounce American gold eagles at $1,320. Silver's now up 37 cents, $17.21, which now that puts rolls of silver eagles at $4.15. But you can get rolls of peace dollars at $335. And normally, in a what I would consider a market, go back, like I said, 5 weeks ago, silver was $16.86, and rolls of silver eagles were $4.05, I believe, and these peace dollars were $3.90. They usually run pretty close together. A lot of the time, the peace dollars are more expensive. So I always say, well, buy the silver eagles. That's a better buy. But today at $3.35, it's hard to argue with these peace dollars. at 800-951-0592. If you order 25 rolls or more of the peace dollars, we throw in the shipping. So that would be $8,375 would get you 25 rolls of peace dollars at $8,375, shipping included. Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. And I think everyone's starting to, Wall Street still, I'll give Wall Street credit, right? Doesn't matter what the news is. The Donald Trump of the Mideast gets arrested, it's fine, right? Donald Trump's over there in Japan, and Wilbur Ross is throwing out trade bombs. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. We went $680 billion in debt in 2 weeks. It's fine. 1 million people left the workforce. No big deal. By the way, also, I missed this. The number of people working part-time jumped by 350-some thousand more people. So, again, we are continuing to lose full-time jobs, replacing them with part-time jobs. Probably a good reason why no one's making any more money. And then, of course, today, New York Federal Reserve Chief William Dudley really caught people. I hadn't heard word of that. Like when Fisher was resigning, there was talk ahead of time. This one kind of caught everyone, well, at least caught me off guard. I did not know that he was thinking about it. Maybe when Janet got shown the door, he decided he wanted to go as well. But New York Federal Reserve Governor William Dudley is resigning his post, says he'll stay on and hopefully is long enough to find a replacement. The Dow's up 8 points on that, yeah. The dollar is actually off just a little bit, and it's been floating around. We'll call it now down one here, 94.90 on the U.S. dollar. And I think, again, that's getting a little long in the tooth there. The dollar was above 100, went all the way down to 91. It's kind of bounced, and I think that bounce is kind of played out now, and we're kind of looking at Donald Trump going to be reshaping the whole entire Federal Reserve, well, at least the main power behind the Federal Reserve. I think a lot of people expecting the Federal Reserve's policies to remain extremely accommodative. And really, that's just another word for dangerous. And I admit, yeah, it doesn't make sense. We got $20.5 trillion worth of debt. Don't raise rates. It just costs us even more money. Right? But at the same time, it causes people to do irrational things. And now we've been doing this for well over a decade now, and all these central banks have done is pumped up all this money. And you know what? It's not getting distributed, is it? More and more Americans falling out of the workforce, more and more Americans falling out of the middle class. It's just not working. And then you think about, and I haven't even talked about the tragedy now in Texas. Not even being at church is safe anymore. It's just, the world's going nuts. The world, I mean, you can just feel it, right? I don't know what it's going to be, but people are more divided than ever. Did you see Rand Paul? His neighbor took him out, right? He's out there mowing his lawn, and I guess the neighbor comes from behind, broke 5, beat the crap out of him. Broke 5 of his ribs, and I don't, I don't know all the details about why. Maybe he didn't do a good job mowing the lawn. I don't know. But, yeah, that brings a whole new worry to having to go out and mow your own yard. Yeah, all of those things. And then, of course, Sears comes out and announces, hey, we got more stores that are going to close during the holidays. By the way, I don't think Sears makes it through next year. And I know you're like, well, they're a bad retailer anyway. Remember when Sears and Kmart merged, and I was saying on the air, listen, taking 2 bad retailers and putting them into one big retailer doesn't make them a better retailer. They still have well over 1,000 stores, and they're all going under. And then right below that, a couple articles below that, Macy's, Nordstrom's. I mean, the list just continues and continues. What are we going to do with it all? You know, we I guess maybe we can turn the malls into marijuana facilities. Marijuana facilities and casinos. That'll probably do it. Patriot Radio News Hour. We got one more segment to go. Get those gold eagles and peace dollars before they're gone. Final segment, 800-951-0592. We got 8 1-ounce American Gold Eagles still remaining at $13.20, which is $40 over spot. It's a new all-time low, at least for me. I don't know. I know the mint premiums used to be like $20 over spot back in before I started working here, and I think Eric sold them for, maybe right around $40 or $50 over spot. And then, of course, that was long gone time ago. These are stuff that I've been buying out of people's IRAs or their own personal stuff, and in one chance. So by at the end of the day today, if I still have these 8, they're going to go back to the bullion bank, take the time and put them away. Silver side, so Wendy just checked. We had a couple of real big orders. Thank you very much. There's only 75 rolls of peace dollars left. Then the bullion bank will be out of them. $335 a roll. I actually checked with our source that we normally buy them from, and you're talking about they're 400 to 400, 405 probably now with the big move in silver a roll. So you're really getting a huge savings at $335 as spot silver's up 37, 38 cents, $17 and 20 cents, and like I said, gold's up 11 at $1,280. Our toll-free number 800-951-0592. If you've never done business with us, we're not like anybody. It's so simple. All you need to do is call the 800. Both of these, by the way, and I apologize, are not available online. So the Gold Eagle price, the peace dollars, you do have to call. Listen, I promise, there's no gimmick here. No bait and switch. We're not going to try to talk into something else. You just call and tell Wendy, I want the special. Hey, I want the peace dollar special, or I want the Gold Eagle special, or I want a couple of both special. Right? And when she's just going to total it up. If you want 1 roll, 10 rolls, 1 Gold Eagle, the 8 Gold Eagles, whatever it is, she's going to give you the total. It's $35 shipping. And we don't care. I don't care if you order 1 roll or 1 Gold Eagle, or if you buy everything we've got. If you buy everything we got, the shipping will be free. I can tell you that, because if you buy 25 rolls or more of the peace dollars, I'm throwing in the shipping. You pay for it. Personal check's the easiest way. If you want to use your credit cards, you absolutely can do so. It's going to be $15 more on the Gold Eagle, $5 more on the rolls of peace dollars if you want to use your credit card. And we take Visa, American Express, Discover, am I missing one? MasterCard. We take all the 4 big ones. But once you pay for it, we ship it to you registered, insured U.S. mail. Just that simple. We don't have a phone room. We don't have a bunch of guys punching phones and trying to sell you stuff all the time. We don't do any of that. Our free report, go to our website every day. We put up hundreds of articles and videos every single week to keep you informed. The greatest specials, at least, that we've run in a long, long time. Gold Eagles, $13.20. Peace dollars at $3.35 at 800-951-0592. Have a great Monday.